Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, they came out like, I don't know, a week ago, and there's a lot you can do in these games, like buying sandwiches, finding these weird crystals, and of course catching Pokemon if that's your thing. These games are basically split into 3 different stories you can do all together at the same time or individually, which are the main gym challenge, the evil team stuff, and the lore/legendary Pokemon story that every Pokemon game has to have. Well, that's all cool and all. Today we'll be focusing on beating Pokemon Scarlet and Violet how I intended it by mainly just focusing on becoming the champion. There won't be any lore spoilers in this video, but of course the gyms and all of the Pokemon that the gym leaders have will be spoiled in this video, so here's your warning. With all that out of the way, let's boot up Pokemon Scarlet and hammer away at it to beat it how I intended it. So starting things off, seeing as this is a Pokemon game, there is a lot of dialogue at the start. I did take it a little slow since I was streaming this playthrough right here live on YouTube too, so I let chat pick our starter Pokemon and they picked Fuecoco named Chili Dog. Then as soon as I was able to catch a Pokemon, I caught Sir Hampshire the Lechonk. You must catch at least one Lechonk in this game while playing it for the first time. Then I immediately traded my Fuecoco to a viewer for a Varoom. I had no idea this thing existed, it was just randomly sent to me, but I love it. Now, trading your starter away might seem weird, but people really throw a lot of emphasis on which starter Pokemon you pick. I've had viewers get mad at me for not picking starters that they like, so I figured I'd make everybody equally mad by effectively just not picking any starter. It was then that I was made aware of one of the greatest Pokemon to ever exist. A mysterious pink flamingo Pokemon that I'm assuming is a water type and then later find out is not a water type. It does look like a regular old flamingo, so naturally, my main objective for right now is to find one. Palladia is our cloister, yes, Nimona actually said that to us, and we're as free as an onyx to explore this cloister. I also caught a Wooper named Pooper because, I mean, come on, and a Smoliv because it's an olive, then a viewer wanted it so I gave them this cute little olive for an equally as cute Fido. Since I'm playing Scarlet version, there was a viewer who was playing Violet version and offered me a Mystery Vis, a Violet exclusive, so they traded to me in exchange for me trading them a Scarlet exclusive later on. I found a higher level Wooper, so I caught it and named it Pooper 2, then I traded Pooper 1 for a Sprigatito, so I guess we do have a starter Pokemon after all since a viewer just traded us one. The funny part about that is our rival, Nimona, also has a Sprigatito since we technically started with Fuecoco, so now whenever we battle her, we can honor battle our starter Pokemon. At this point in the game, I kinda got lost just exploring around the region since this region is pretty open, and found another dog Pokemon named Mastiff, which I had to catch and add to the team. Then this really weird chicken Pokemon that I forgot the actual name of, but I just named it McNugget because, I mean, look at it. It's a psychic type, I know nothing about it, I just know that it evolves, and somebody in chat said it evolved into a flamingo, or maybe they said giraffe. I don't remember what they said, but I didn't believe what they told me, and I guess later on in the video, I'll find out because as I'm recording this part of the script, I haven't actually evolved that Pokemon yet. With all that shenanigans out of the way, we should tackle our first gym challenge and head on over to the bug type gym where we have to kick this olive around, then fight the gym leader who's a pastry chef. Something about a bug type Pokemon trainer being a chef seems pretty gross to me. I don't want bugs in my kitchen, but since she is a bug type trainer, I did get a hold of the mysterious flamingo Pokemon appropriately named Flamigo. Get it, like flamingo? Amigo. It's flying and fighting type, so her gym goes down in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Even her oh so adorable terrestrialized teddy bears, which I kind of expected to have some honey on it, didn't have some honey on it though, but we do get our first gym badge in the Paldea region. Now, one of the other storylines the game follows besides the gym challenge is the challenges with Team Star, who have 5 outposts across the region. We are supposed to take them all down, although you technically don't have to become the champion. I figure I'd try out the dark type one first anyway, mainly just to level up our Pokemon since we need to level them up for the gyms, and these Team Star outposts sort of feel like gyms. The task we have to do at the dark one here is auto battle 30 Pokemon, which is a nice little feature that was added into this game that allows our Pokemon to battle while we just run around. We then battle the evil dark captain guy, I forgot his name too, and I did struggle against his Pawniard, yes, a Pawniard of all things, since our Wooper had no ground type moves, so I level up the team a bit, learn some TMs, and Wooper evolves into whatever this thing is. It's just a weird blob. but you guys know I love weird blobs when it comes to Pokemon. So we steamroll that Pawniard and then fight against an actual car. Now these car things were in one of the trailers, and I jokingly said that they'd be a Pokemon, but it wasn't officially confirmed they were Pokemon at the time, and it really happened, which I still am kind of amazed at. With that out of the way, we can buy and enjoy a sandwich with our Pokemon, then head over to the grass type gym. You can do the gyms in any order technically, although the levels don't scale. The descriptions of each gym on your map that you can look up do give you a general idea on how hard or easy it will be. And for the grass type gym, it said it was often trainer's first gym challenge, so it seemed like one of the easier ones. In order to fight Brassius, the grass type gym leader though, first we have to track down 10 roaming Sunflora throughout the town that move at like 5 FPS. Low hanging fruit pointing out the FPS, but we'll talk more about that in a future video since I do plan on making a general review video once I at least play through the game entirely one time. After tracking down all the Sunfloras and getting stuck by this mob of Sunflora, then abusing our Koraidon to jump over things we probably aren't supposed to, we fight Brassius and his grass type gym. Flamigo continues to be our best Pokemon in more than just appearance, as it's actually quite strong, one-shotting his Petalil, one-shotting his Smoliv, and then taking down his terrestrialized Sudowoodo with a little bit of help from Sprigatito's evolution, which I forgot the name of too. Either way, it's standing on 2 feet now, and I think people hate that or something. I don't know, I just think it's cute. It has a yo-yo too, which is so random, but so cool. Now, before we continue our journey, here's a quick word from our sponsor. Have you ever come across something really cool online that you wanted to order, but it only ships to Japan? And then you realize that you don't live in Japan? That is where Buyee, the sponsors for today's video, are here to help. Buyee is a proxy shipping service that will order items from Japanese shops on your behalf, then ship them to you internationally for a fee. This includes shops like Mercari, Rakuten, Amazon Japan, among a few others. With the holiday season coming up, this is perfect for finding gifts, and I even got some cool items off of Buyee that you can see here. First, I got this Japanese exclusive Pokemon playmat featuring some Pokemon and characters from the Hisui region. And while you can find the same playmat on American eBay from resellers, Buyee had it for about 30% less. I also got these exclusive 25th anniversary sleeves to protect my rarest cards, and last but not least, this amazing Swing Kirby figure collection. I got the full set of 6 of course, and here is what they all look like assembled next to each other. If you use my link in the description, first-time Buyee shoppers will receive a 2,000 yen off coupon for your first purchase, or roughly $15 US off as of recording. Thanks again to Buyee for sponsoring this video. At this point, I decided to do some more terror raids to stock up on some candies, a common theme for this run. This is a great way to level up if you're like me and just mainly focus on the gyms, and it's a great way to catch some more Pokemon. We then journey over to Lavinica, I don't know if I'm saying any of these names right, home of Iona and her shocking electric type gym. Before that, our rival Nemona challenges us to a fight as Pooper 2 handles her Rockruff and Palmy with ease. Then, in comes her Florigato, meaning it's time for another honor battle with our starters. Nemona has the level advantage and the move Slash, while our best move for this fight is just Bite. We unfortunately lose this honor battle too, but don't worry, every cat has their day and our adopted starter will have that day soon. McNugget ends up avenging Florigato, so we can finally take on Iono. For her gym challenge test, we have to defeat her 2 biggest fans. And again, Pooper 2 is great here since it's a ground type, and it's doubly good against Iona. We don't have a great ground type move right now, but Poison Jab takes out her Wattrel, great name for a Pokemon by the way, and her Belly Bolt does little damage to us with water guns. Pooper 2 was great here up until her ace Pokemon, Mismagius. I didn't expect her to have a Mismagius, but its Terra type is electric of course, and it has the Levitate ability. I just healed up Pooper 2 and hammer away at Mismagius for the victory. So far, Pooper 2 has been amazing for us, and it's a Pokemon I didn't really care too much for when I first caught it, but after seeing its amazing evolution, it's becoming one of my favorite Pokemon of this new game. As we leave the city, I begin to think having a water-type Pokemon would be pretty nice since we don't have any right now. I head on over to the coast, look around to see some water-type Pokemon, and only really see Magikarps. Then, all of a sudden, I see this. A dolphin named Finizen. It only took Pokemon 27 years to finally make a dolphin Pokemon, meaning it also took 27 years to find true happiness in this world. If you think it's cool now, just stick around later in the video and see how it evolves. Our new Finizen makes the Fire Team Star base go down like a water balloon. It's also the last Team Star base I do in this run, although we do struggle a bit against her car. I will never not be amazed by Team Star having cars and allowing us to fight against them. The next stop is Kaskarafa City with Kofu, the chef who is a water-type gym leader of this township. He runs off so fast leaving the gym building to go to some sort of festival in a port down south, and he forgets his wallet, so part of the gym challenge is for us to deliver his wallet to him. After returning it, he gives us 50 grand to use in an auction for some rare seaweed from Hoenn. Then after we win it for him, he challenges us to a fight. Our Florigato takes out his weird purple shark thing that I haven't seen elsewhere with ease. Then he sends out this sorry excuse for a Pokemon, followed by his Terra Crab that can barely do anything to us, giving us our 4th gym badge. After a few more raids with viewers, our Florigato evolves into Meowscarada, gaining the dark typing and becoming a magician. I'm pretty sure it also lost its Yo-Yo, which is pretty sad. This was the only starter evolution I didn't see while doing raids with viewers, and I'm glad it wasn't spoiled and I got to see it when my Pokemon evolved like this. Now that we're at the midpoint of the gym, we can take on the midpoint gym, which is the normal type gym in Medali. This gym also involves food, as we have to order off the secret menu and order the correct thing in order to battle the gym leader. The funny thing is, of the 5 questions it asks you for your order, I got all of them but 1 right on my first try without knowing any of the correct answers, so I had to battle traders in the city to find hints for these secret items, as they're supposed to give us hints for what to order. While doing this, we have to check out a nearby ice cream stand, which has teriyaki flavored ice cream. At first, I thought that was really weird, but the more I thought about it, the more I just wanted to try teriyaki ice cream. This eventually leads us to Larry, a plain old guy who is the normal type gym leader, which is rather fitting for him. This gym was pretty easy for us since Flamigo is part fighting type and is just super strong for no reason. Like, if you looked at this Pokemon, would you assume it's strong? Probably not, but it is. There really isn't too much to highlight in this battle, but I do need to highlight this one Pokemon on Larry's team. This is not a Dunsparce, it is a Dunsparce. I was told while playing the game that there was a new Dunsparce evolution and thought I was being trolled since this thing just looks ridiculous, but no, it's real. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised from a Pokemon game where you can also fight cars. His last Pokemon was a Staraptor with the normal type Terra type, which it already has. However, it was super strong because when you Terra type to your own type, your stab moves get stronger. That probably sounded really confusing, but basically if a normal type is normal Terra, it's just really strong. After the gym, Nemona is amazed by our progress and wants to have another rival battle, meaning we have another chance at an honor battle. This time we have leftovers, which you think would help us out with our final form starters, but no, her Meowscarada is just too strong. Also got some lucky crits off of Slash, causing us to lose yet another honor battle. We may be 0-3 when it comes to honor battles against Nemona, but the only honor battle that matters is the final honor battle, and we haven't had that yet. Then, in typical PaPaSea fashion, I wander around, get lost, and fall in love with another cool Pokemon. This tiny little fella is a sushi fish. What is its real name? I forgot to write it down and don't remember, but it's a sushi fish with 3 forms to reflect the different types of sushi, in our case, salmon. It is level 51 though. I don't know how I managed to get a Pokemon this high in the wild, so I can't really use it just yet because it won't even obey us. Maybe come Elite 4 time we will, but not now. The next gym we decide to take on is the Ghost type gym, which is quite a ways up a mountain in the north, which means more exploring. While journeying up north, McNugget evolves into Ostrich, becoming a proper McChicken now. Did not expect this thing to be an ostrich, by the way. And then we evolve Finizen with some help from people in chat. Now, Finizen evolves if you level it up to at least level 38 while someone else is in your world, so I invited viewers over, and minor spoilers here since one viewer showed up with this Pokemon number 1000, aka Gimmighoul's evolution, which is this golden carrot looking thing that just looks so ridiculous but awesome. It's apparently really hard to evolve, but hey, at least we can evolve our Finizen too into a Finizen with a heart on it. It does have a cool alternate form we'll see later though, so just wait around for it if you haven't seen it. We then continue north up the mountain for like an hour and find these adorable Greevards, which I had to catch one, and they're really popular in Monteverna City. The gym leader here is also named Rhyme, and she uses ghost type Pokemon. She's also a rapper, hence the name Rhyme I guess, and challenges some people to rap battles like this poor guy here. This would be really funny if voice acting was in the game, but instead we just see the dialogue go by with some beats in the background. So we just battle her, but her gym is double battles. Meowscarlet is part dark type, so it's really good here, so I decided to use this opportunity to show off Palafan's other form from its zero to hero ability, basically making it Superman. Nice. In order to achieve this form, you have to send it out and then switch it back out again, which is a little annoying, takes like 3 turns, but it's cool. It does end up helping out against this battle, taking down some of her Pokemon before falling to her ace Terra Toxicity that our trusty cat can clean up for our 6th gym badge. Now, as cool as our sushi fish is chilling in the back of the party, I slowly start to really like Charcadet and its evolution, and also want a fire type on the team, so I box our sushi fish and track down a Charcadet, which I got really quickly, which is pretty lucky because apparently this Pokemon is quite rare. After catching it, we then need to get 10 Bronzor shards to exchange to this random NPC for some armor that is needed to give to Charcadet so it can evolve into Armarouge, a fire and psychic type Pokemon that looks like Tapu Koko and Proto Man from Mega Man had a baby together. Since our Armarouge is only level 15 and our Pokemon are around the early 40s now, I decided to do some more raids so we can get some EXP candies for our Pokemon. And while doing this, I begin to realize that all of the time I spent doing these raids to level up our Pokemon could have probably just been spent doing the other 2 main storylines in this game. But raids give you cool items and also get you guys involved. So maybe next time I play this game, I'll do all 3 stories at once. But this video is called Beating Pokemon Scarlet and Violet How I Intended It. And I really just intend to do the gym challenges, to be honest. But I will say the fact that you can play this game pretty much however you want in a variety of different orders is a huge plus for me, and something we'll discuss more in future videos. After we level up a bit, we have to take on the Psychic type gym all the way in Alfornada Town down south. It's a bit tricky to get to because you have to go through this cave or around this mountain, but we eventually find our way and have another fight against our rival Nemona. Our Flamigo has no issue with the majority of our team, but since it's Nemona, that means we have another honor battle. Now, while leaving Flamigo in against her starter cat would be an easy way to get the victory, we have to have honor battles. We have the level advantage this time, and while low kick is super effective against her cat because it's part dark type too, I could have learned play rough, but passed on it, and kind of regret it because it would have been better for this honor battle, until she terrestrializes though, because terrestrialization makes it just mono grass type. We terrestrialize too, I guess, because why not? And even with the leftovers and the slight level advantage we have, Nemona wins the 4th honor battle in a row, really earning her title as our rival. I'm sure we'll battle her at least one more time in the future and win that honor battle. I have to win at least one honor battle. There's no way I can lose every single one. But we do have another honor battle with a different Pokemon coming up against Tulip in her Psychic type gym. Meowscarlet handles her Psychic team with ease, being part Dark type. But it's McNugget now who has honor battles against Tulip's McNugget. Although I guess this time our McNuggets evolved, so I guess they're McChickens now and not just little McNuggets. Unfortunately, her Pokemon has Shadow Ball while we don't, and we're Psychic type, so that's another honor battle that we end up losing, but our Dolphin goes from 0 to hero to take it out. Then, unsurprisingly, the trainer named Tulip has a Florges as her Terra-type Pokemon that really wasn't that much of a threat, giving us our 7th gym badge. We are so close to becoming the champion. Since we're just focusing on the gym challenges for this video, we can head right over to the 8th gym leader up north in the mountains. The gym leader here is named Grusha with his Ice-type foes. We have Armarouge to hit his lead Frostmoth for 400% damage. Then Flamigo handles his Beartic. On Cetitan, I heal up Armarouge, then knock it out, just leaving his Terra Altaria that goes for a whopping 2 for 5 on Hurricanes, as Flamingo whittles it down for Armarouge to finish it off, giving us our last badge in the Paldea region. Since we're a little underleveled for the Elite Four, I decide to grind up the team a bit, but this time we do it a bit differently. Instead of relying on raids like we have for most of this run, we make a ham sandwich to attract Chanseys and grind on them. It sounds ridiculous, but it works since Chanseys just love ham sandwiches. You even have to make it the proper way as you see it in this picture, with 3 slices of ham, 3 pickles evenly spaced across the sandwich, some mustard, and some mayonnaise. While doing this, we even get super lucky and find a random shiny PaPaSea that's a pretty high level, and I can't resist adding a shiny to the team. So I add shiny PaPaSea to the team and take off our super dolphin since I have been using it that much lately. Although it's still a really cool Pokemon. There's so many Pokemon in this generation that I really like. We then continue to grind, evolve PaPaSea all the way up to Pawmot, then head in for our Elite Four interview. Rika interviews us and asks some basic questions, but he does ask us to tell him which gym leader gave us the most trouble, then asks us what type of Pokemon that gym leader used as well as what town they were from. I, of course, answered Larry and passed the test on our first try, meaning we can finally challenge the Elite Four. First up is Rika, the person who just interviewed us, and his ground-type team. He leads with a Wish-Cash that Meowscarlet can handle. Then on camera up, I go into Pooper 2 and Earthquake it. Meowscarlet then handles the rest of his team up until his last Pokemon, Overzyre. Since we also have an Overzyre, we honor battle. But we got poison and had lower HP, so we unfortunately lose this honor battle as Armarouge finishes off Rika. Second up is Poppy and her Steel-type team starting off with Copperjaw. Armarouge hits her team for super effective, so it's able to handle most of her team until it gets to pretty low HP, so I switch to our shiny Pawmot to finish out the battle. Third up in the Elite Four is a little bit of surprise, as it's Larry, the normal-type gym leader from Medali. However, this time he uses flying types instead. Our team doesn't match up super well against flying-type Pokemon, but Armarouge and Pawmot can just brute force their way through most of his Intrepid team, as McNugget finishes off his Terra Flamigo. We tried to honor battle it, but our Flamigo was already really low. Fourth up in the Elite Four is Hassel, the Dragon-type Pokemon trainer. He leads with a Noivern as we lead with McNugget to take it out after a couple of Dazzling Gleams. I keep forgetting that McNugget is just Psychic type and not part Fairy, so on Haxorus we have to go into Meowscarada and hit it with Play Rough. Then on Dragalge we take it out with our Overzyre. For Flapple, Armarouge can handle it, then Pawmot takes care of whatever this thing is, allowing us to progress into the next room and fight the champion, Gita, aka La Primera. This fight starts off with the McNugget honor battle, and my strategy of lowering her special defense with Lumina Crash, then spamming Dazzling Gleam allows us to finally win an honor battle. Avalugg then falls to Armarouge, Go-Goat goes away thanks to Pawmot. King Gambit is apparently a Bisharp evolution, by the way, didn't expect that to be in the game, but Pawmot takes care of it, just leaving her ace Pokemon, Glimmora. It has an ability that summons Toxic Spikes when it's hit by an attack, which seems really powerful, but our Flamigo is even more powerful as we Terastallize to defeat her, making us the champion of Paldea. That's not it for the battles though, as our rival Nemona challenges us to a final battle, and this time she isn't holding back. Flamigo takes care of her lead Lycanroc after it sets up some Stealth Rocks. Then I go into Pawmot and have an honor battle against her Pawmot. Hers is faster and has close combat too, which takes us out after 2 hits, meaning that's another honor battle lost to Nemona. Her next few Pokemon weren't too much of a threat up until her last Pokemon, Meowscarada, the real honor battle of this last battle with Nemona. We're the same level this time, so we're on a mostly level playing field, aside from the Stealth Rocks that she has up. We trade a few Play Roughs back and forth and get to a point where another Play Rough might knock her out, but she could knock us out with a critical hit, so I click U-turn. If U-turn knocks it out, we win the honor battle, but if it doesn't, we were forced to switch out, which kind of defeats the purpose of the honor battle and I guess results in a loss. And not only is U-turn enough to take her out, allowing us to defeat Nemona, but more importantly, we win the last honor battle of the gym challenge against Nemona. And that's beating Pokemon Scarlet and Violet how I intended it, sort of. The game is still far from over for us as we have a few other stories to complete, but that's how I wanted to play this game, just by focusing on the gyms, and at least that means there's no story spoilers in this video, which is kinda cool. By focusing on the gyms, using funny Pokemon, and of course having overdramatic honor battles for no reason, that's how I intended to beat this game. Let me know in the comments down below how you're playing through Pokemon Scarlet and Violet yourself, and if you want to see me play more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, consider subscribing so you don't miss any future videos, and becoming a channel member if you want to show a little extra support. Thank you all so much for watching, have a great rest of your day, and bye-bye.